The experiment begins, Dar. Elena Vasquez stared at the rejection letter from the National Science Foundation, her dreams of funding her neuroscience research crumbling like autumn leaves. At 28, she possessed a brilliant mind for understanding brain chemistry. But brilliance didn't pay student loans or keep her cramped laboratory running. Her groundbreaking work on neural pathway mapping would remain theoretical without proper resources. The mysterious email arrived that same evening, offering her a position she'd never applied for at a facility she'd never heard of. Blackstone Neurological Research Institute promised unlimited funding, cutting-edge equipment, and a salary that made her gasp. The only requirement was complete confidentiality, and relocation to an isolated compound in the mountains of Colorado. Desperation made the decision easy. The compound, sprawled across pristine wilderness like something from a science fiction movie, glass and steel structures connected by elevated walkways, surrounded by forests that seemed untouched by human presence. Elena's new laboratory contained equipment worth millions, technology she'd only seen in theoretical journals. Dr. Vasquez, welcome to your new home. The voice belonged to the most striking man Elena had ever encountered. Kai Blackstone stood silhouetted in her laboratory doorway, tall and lean, with dark hair and eyes that seemed to see directly through her. At 36, he carried himself with the confidence of someone accustomed to absolute control. Mr. Blackstone, she managed, suddenly conscious of her travel-wrinkled clothing. This facility is incredible. I'm glad you approve. His smile felt calculated, though warmth flickered in his gaze. Your work on neural pathway mapping caught my attention. I believe we can take your research in fascinating directions. As he spoke, Elena felt an odd sensation, like gentle fingers brushing against her thoughts. The feeling passed so quickly she dismissed it as exhaustion from travel. What exactly will I be researching? She asked. The malleability of human consciousness, Kai replied smoothly. How external stimuli can influence thought patterns, emotional responses, decision-making processes. Your mapping techniques will help us understand which neural pathways are most susceptible to... guidance. Something in his tone made her skin prickle with unease. Guidance. Therapeutic intervention, he clarified quickly. Helping patients overcome trauma, addiction, destructive thought patterns. Imagine being able to literally rewire someone's brain for happiness. The altruistic explanation soothed her concerns. Elena had entered neuroscience to help people. This research could revolutionize mental health treatment. Over the following days, she threw herself into the work with passionate intensity. The equipment responded to her thoughts almost intuitively, and her research progressed at an unprecedented pace. She felt sharper, more focused than ever before. What Elena didn't realize was that every breakthrough, every moment of clarity, every spark of inspiration was being carefully orchestrated by the man who watched her work through hidden cameras. His alien mind weaving subtle influences through her consciousness, like a master puppeteer pulling invisible strings. Kai. Blackstone had found his perfect test subject, and Elena Vasquez had no idea she was dancing to the rhythm of thoughts that weren't entirely her own. Invisible chains. Elena's personality began shifting in ways she couldn't explain. She found herself craving different foods, preferring classical music over her usual rock, even changing her sleep schedule without conscious decision. The changes felt natural, as if she was discovering her true self for the first time. You seem different, her sister Maya commented during their weekly video call. More polished somehow. Lena touched her hair, which she'd inexplicably styled in an elegant updo that morning. Just settling into the new environment? But privately, the changes unsettled her. She caught herself agreeing with opinions she'd never held, making choices that felt foreign yet somehow right. Her research notes contained insights she didn't remember writing, breakthroughs that seemed to appear overnight. The truth revealed itself accidentally when she worked late one evening. Elena discovered hidden cameras in her laboratory, their feeds leading to Kai's private office. Following the network, she uncovered files labeled Subject 7, Elena Vasquez, Cognitive Modification Protocol. Her blood turned to ice as she read reports detailing how her thoughts, preferences, and behaviors were being systematically altered. Mood adjustments, personality refinements, memory suppressions. Fascinating reading. Alina spun to find Kai standing behind her, no longer bothering to hide his true nature. His eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, and the air around him shimmered with energy she now recognized as telepathic power. "You're in my head," she whispered, horror and betrayal warring in her chest. "I have been since the moment you arrived." His voice carried an alien resonance now. "Your neural pathways are remarkably receptive to psychic influence. You've been the perfect test subject." A new figure emerged from the shadows, a woman, with luminous purple skin and eyes like liquid starlight. Her otherworldly beauty was both mesmerizing and terrifying. "This is Lyra, my research partner from Altair Prime," Kai explained casually. "We've been studying human consciousness for decades, perfecting techniques of mental control." Lena's knees weakened. "You're aliens." "And you're our greatest success," Lyra added, her voice carrying musical undertones. "We've never achieved such seamless integration of artificial thoughts with natural consciousness." The Alina she'd become was a construct, a puppet version of herself designed to be more compliant, more useful. Yet beneath her terror, she felt something unexpected, a strange attraction to Kai that even knowing the truth couldn't eliminate. "Everything I feel is fake," she said, tears streaming down her face. Kai's expression flickered with something that looked almost like regret. "Not everything." Part 3. Breaking the barriers you experimented on me like a lab rat. Elena's fury burned through the artificial calm Kai had programmed into her mind. For the first time in weeks, her emotions felt purely her own. "To help your species," Kai defended, though his certainty wavered. "Humans are chaotic, driven by destructive impulses. We can offer guidance, structure, by stealing our free will." Alina stepped closer, her anger somehow pushing back against his mental influence. "You turned me into someone else." Lyra watched the exchange with growing fascination. "Kai, her resistance is remarkable. The neural pathways are actively rejecting your influence." "That's impossible," Kai muttered, his concentration intensifying. But Alina felt his mental pressure sliding off her consciousness like water off glass. "I'm a neuroscientist, you arrogant alien," Alina snarled. "Did you think I wouldn't figure out how to fight back once I knew what you were doing?" For weeks, she'd been unconsciously mapping the changes to her brain, developing mental exercises to strengthen her natural thought patterns. Now, with conscious effort, she could feel his artificial influences dissolving. "Alina, you don't understand," Kai began. "I understand perfectly," but as her true personality reasserted itself, she was shocked to realize her attraction to him remained. Even knowing he'd violated her mind, even seeing his alien features clearly now, she felt drawn to him in ways that terrified her. "The attraction is real," Lyra observed softly. "Her emotional responses to you were never artificially induced. Kai, they developed naturally despite your modifications." Kai stared at Alina with something approaching wonder. "You feel this even knowing what I am? What I've done?" Alina's throat tightened. "I hate myself for it, but yes." She touched her temple where his mental presence had been. "There's something about you that reaches past all the lies and manipulation, and that terrifies me more than your powers ever could." His alien eyes softened with an emotion she'd never seen before: vulnerability. "I never expected this," he whispered. "You were supposed to be a test subject. Instead, you've become... what?" Alina challenged. "Everything I didn't know I was searching for."
Ass!
The truth hung between them. Alina realized the most dangerous thing about Kai. Blackstone wasn't his ability to control minds, it was his capacity to capture hearts. The controller controlled Elena's resistance to Kai's mental influence grew stronger each day, creating a dynamic neither had anticipated. Without his telepathic control guiding her behavior, her true personality emerged, fierce, challenging, brilliant in ways that captivated him completely. "You're losing your touch," she teased during a research session. Watching him struggle to influence her thoughts, maybe your alien superiority isn't so superior after all. Kai found himself laughing, a sound that surprised them both. "You're insufferable when you're being yourself. You're less intimidating when you're not puppeting my brain." Alina moved closer, their intellectual sparring charged with undeniable chemistry. "Is this what normal people call flirting?" I wouldn't know, Kai admitted. I've never experienced normal. The admission revealed his isolation centuries of viewing humans as subjects rather than equals. Alina saw past his alien nature to something fundamentally lonely. Show me, she whispered, reaching toward his face. Show me who you really are. Kai caught her hand, his alien skin warm against hers. Alina, if we do this, there's no going back. My kind don't love lightly. Neither do scientists, she replied, and kissed him. The connection between them exploded into something beyond physical attraction. Alina felt his alien consciousness touch hers. Not to control, but to share his memories, his loneliness, his growing wonder at her strength. For the first time, Kai experienced true intimacy without dominance. Later, as they lay together in his private quarters, Alina traced patterns on his chest where his skin had shifted from alien purple back to human appearance. This is real, she murmured, not quite believing it. More real than anything I've ever felt, Kai replied, his arms tightening around her. You've done something to me, Elena. You've made me feel human. From the doorway, Lyra watched with concern. Kai, the Council of Altair is coming. They've detected your emotional compromisation. Elena sat up, suddenly understanding the danger. They don't approve of your feelings for me. Kai's expression hardened. They believe emotional attachment makes us weak. They'll want to terminate the experiment and eliminate you as a variable. Then we run, Alina said without hesitation. We. Kai stared at her in amazement. You think I'm leaving you now? After you've shown me galaxies I never knew existed. Elena's smile was fierce. Besides, you still owe me for the whole mind control thing. For the first time in centuries, Kai Blackstone felt something he'd never experienced before Hope. Love without chains, the Altarian ships arrived like silver nightmares against the Colorado sky. Alina watched through the laboratory. Windows as beings similar to Kai and Lyra emerged from vessels that defied physics. The Council demands your immediate return. The lead Altarian announced telepathically, his mental voice sharp enough to make Alina wince. Your emotional contamination ends now. Kai stepped protectively in front of Alina. I won't abandon her. Then you abandon your people. The council leader's eyes glowed with power. We will correct this error ourselves. Alina felt the alien's mental pressure slam against her consciousness, seeking to crush her mind entirely. But months of fighting Kai's influence had strengthened her in ways none of them expected. The telepathic attack slid harmlessly away. Impossible, the council leader hissed. She's remarkable, Lyra said quietly, stepping forward. Her resistance proves humans are evolving. Perhaps it's time we reconsidered our approach to this species. You're compromised as well, another council member accused. The standoff stretched until Alina made a decision that shocked everyone. She stepped forward, placing herself between the aliens and Kai. You want to know about human evolution? She challenged. We don't just resist control, we transform those who try to control us. She looked back at Kai with love shining in her eyes. He came here to change us, but we changed him instead. Kai moved to stand beside her, his hand finding hers. I renounce my position on the council, he announced. Alina Vasquez has shown me something worth more than Dominion partnership. The council leader's expression shifted to something like curiosity. You would choose exile for this human? I would choose love, Kai replied simply. After long moments of telepathic conference among the council, the leader spoke again. Perhaps this is evolution for both our species. You may remain, Kai Blackstone, but know that you forge a new path, one we will watch with great interest. As the Altarian ships departed, Alina turned to Kai with a mixture of relief and wonder. So what happens now? Do I get my old life back? Kai's smile was soft with affection. That depends. Would the old Alina want to help establish the first human-Altarian research partnership? To bridge our worlds through science instead of control. Elena's grin was radiant. The old Alina was too small for dreams that big. She kissed him tenderly. Good thing the new Elena, the real one, knows no limits. No more mind control, Kai promised, against her lips. Just mind-blowing research, Alina agreed, and mind-blowing everything else. As they embraced beneath the alien sunset, Both Alina and Kai understood they had discovered something neither species had achieved before: love without conquest, partnership without dominance, and a future written by two hearts instead of one controlling mind. The end.